Welcome back everybody to Midweek Mentoring, the series on my channel where we improve your entrepreneurial life one video at a time by providing you with powerful data sets on topics such as fitness, mindset, biohacking and more. I'm no expert, I'm no scientist, I'm just sharing the knowledge that has helped me that I've picked up along the way. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about how being aware can actually change your path and boost your life in loads of different areas. Whether that's being aware of yourself or your surroundings, acting upon them instead of drifting through life will make a massive difference. Let's go. First one of this is actually being aware of the people closest to you. And that can actually be your friends or your family. Don't discount family because there are such things as toxic family members. And this is a good one to start off before we get into the nitty gritty. You need to learn to start being aware of what is around you, and that can be changes in behavior, how they change when you start doing well, what you hear when you're not around from other people about you. And it's a process. It's going to take time to learn this, but if you keep picking up on small things about the same kind of people, then maybe they're not good for your life. It's important to keep the right people around you, and it doesn't really matter how small your circle is or how big it is, because if you have the right people around you, it can be massive, but it's just very rare in today's world, and that's why circles always tend to be smaller. Having a good couple people around you is always more beneficial than having loads and loads of friends, and it kind of comes from the high school or secondary school stigma that having loads of friends make you popular, but when in reality it's not really how the world works, and a lot of people don't really like you for you. There's loads of other reasons. So be aware of this, and like I said, family members as well. There are toxic family members who can secretly be hating on you on the sly and really actually don't want the best for you. Like I said, it is a process, it is going to take time, but just start trying to be more aware and pick up on every little detail. Don't go too harsh on it so that you actually just start analysing your friends and not actually having a friendship with them, but the sooner you pick up on these details, the sooner you can kind of get them out of your life if you realise they actually are kind of toxic or don't really like you for you. And I mean, do they actually support you? That's another question to ask. I mean, if you think about it, when was the last time they checked up on you? When was the last time they checked up on how your work was going? And when you do talk to them about your work, how do they respond to it? Do they listen? Do they try to switch subjects? Do they kind of talk out of spite and envy? Because a lot of people, and you may notice this as you go along, a lot of people are jealous of you because they're really just self-conscious of their own inadequacy to act, and they might be stuck in a 9 to 5 or not working at all. And you're doing your own thing on your own path, and they know that there is the chance that is going to make you very successful. So be aware of it. The second one on this list is actually a work ethic. You need to be honest with yourself. The kind of questions you should be asking: how much are you actually working? That's hours in the day, and not just time spent at your desk, because you can be scrolling on your phone or procrastinating, but that then comes down to how much do you actually see results. Are you getting results out of your work, or are you just doing the same thing over and over again on a hamster wheel? Again, you need to have these daily checks with yourself. Maybe not daily, maybe weekly or monthly, just to see how you're doing. And that means if you're not doing well, you need to make adaptations to that. Like, be real. How long have things actually been bad? And a lot of the time you can get too stubborn to change, or may think, you know, this is the best thing to do and it's what you got taught, or it's what you've been doing for ages, and you're too stubborn to change it because you really want to make it work, even if it's not the right thing. Again, it's going to take daily checkups and weekly to analyze your work performance. But again, if you are honest with yourself and you're aware, then that's the best thing. It means you can change and you can adapt and overcome it. But if you're not aware and you're just drifting through life and your work life, then you're never going to make any adaptations, and you're going to stay doing the same thing and be failing. But because you're working every day, you're still trying your hardest, doesn't mean it's actually going to work. There's trying your hardest and working on your business, but there's also doing it the right way. Again, people get caught up in you getting what you put out, but also that involves analysing and adapting. It's part of business. It's how life works. It's a cycle. You can't just think that your business is perfect because you're working hard. So again, ask yourself, what am I actually getting done? And in the day, what am I actually doing? If you're spending an hour or two on your phone scrolling through reels in that time you should be working, then maybe you need to make some changes. And if you've been seeing no results for 1 or 2 years, then come on. This is not to dig. This is to get you to realise that you should be analysing and being aware of what's going on in your work. And number 3, this is just going to be being aware in life as a whole. The first one we're going to talk about is gym. It's kind of the same with work. What results are you actually getting out? What are you actually doing in the gym? Are you just doing 5 exercises but making it last a long time because you're on your phone or you're walking slowly, etc.? And then if you look over a period of a few months, hopefully you've taken some photos. Are you actually making the progress you want to be making? Are you losing that weight? Are you gaining that muscle? Are you becoming more lean? You need to be aware that maybe you need to change something. Again, this is about being aware and adapting, it's not to criticize. Another thing, this is how you treat your friends and strangers. You may think you're joking around with people sometimes, especially your friends, but is that actually a joke? Do your friends see it that way? How nice are you to your friends? Are you well mannered? Do you do things for them? Strangers, how would you treat a stranger in public? Are you polite? Do you litter? Do you treat waiters well? This can tell a lot about a person, and yes, you can analyze your friends in that same way and see if they're doing it and do you you kind of want to be around those people. But what about yourself? Are you holding your head high, being well mannered, well kept, being as polite as you can, treating people how you want to be treated, the golden rule? Because what you put in, you will get out. Again, start to notice these small things and you can make a serious difference. And it's hard, I get it. For some people, they may not have been brought up correctly, or the environment they're in may not be like that, but you can always change. You can become great and well respected and seen as someone who's polite, not egotistical, and more. Another one, what about your habits? Are they healthy? Are you maximizing your time developing yourself, or are you just playing console all day? Are you smoking? Are you drinking a lot? Are you sleeping the right amount of hours? Similarly, food. Are you eating good? Are you just eating junk food and processed rubbish? Or are you actually trying your best to eat as clean as possible? These are all lists of stuff you need to be getting aware of, and I'm going to tell you exactly why it all matters. So let's conclude. Why I think this is so important is because if you begin to actually step back, analyze these different situations, and I get it, there is a lot of situations I've just mentioned, so it does take time. If you analyze and see, okay, I am actually doing this wrong, and I've seen that I need to be doing better, and you can make these adaptations. Again, it takes time, but habits take time. They take time to build, and you can't just flick a switch and overnight fix. No, it takes a repetitive process of changing this and practice for you to actually improve. But over the years or months, you are going to see improvements. You're going to become a better person, you're going to work harder, you're going to make the progress in gym you want to be making, and people are just going to start to see you in a different light. Again, for a lot of you, this is entrepreneurial stuff, and you want to be working way harder and getting way more out. So again, it's about adapting and overcoming it. And if you're not doing it, things you need to do to become that person involves various different steps. So you could do things like recording yourself. That could be in the gym, that could be speaking on sales calls, or that could just be filming yourself in random times throughout the day speaking to people. You can then watch back and analyze and see how you actually act. Some people are not self-aware at all, and it's not until they actually watch back a video of themselves that they realize, like, oh, that was actually kind of rude. Oh, my form in the gym is actually really bad. But sometimes it takes that, because a lot of the time people just think they're right, but that's not always the case. Another thing you can do is the reactions you get from others. You may think, like I mentioned earlier, the jokes. You may think it's a joke, but how does the other person actually react? Do you think it gets them down or not? Same with work. How are people reacting when you say certain things on the phone to them, or when you're managing the client? How do these people react to the way you speak and the work that you give them? Another easy way to see it, results. We kind of covered this a little bit. Are you getting results in the gym? Are you seeing money in your work life? Is your friendship circle healthy? Is your relationships healthy? And that can be with your partner or your family. And as a whole, is your life progressing? Also, it may not be nice to hear sometimes, but other people do tell you stuff about how people see you or what they think about you. And if it's a common denominator that people think a certain thing about you, then maybe you do need to change it. Instead of being ignorant to it, maybe think, well, maybe I do actually do this if enough people think it. Maybe it is a problem and I need to change that. Again, it's not nice to hear it. Nobody likes to hear criticism about themselves, especially behind their back by people closest to you, but it may make all the difference. And if all that fails, I guess one thing you can do is just go get feedback off other people. Go ask your family, go ask your friends, go ask your partner about how you are in a certain kind of area, whether it's work, how you treat people, whatever it is you're trying to improve, ask them. It may not be what you want to hear, and if they are your true friend, family, partner, they'll tell you the honest truth about how you are. It's a good thing to hear, it's not nice on the ears, but at least then you can make a change. The overriding factor of all this is about having the awareness to change and improve your life. If you can adapt, then you will succeed, and the moment you start to be more aware is when way more stuff will change. It did take me a while to learn this, and I've been building it up over the past few years, but it's made all the difference. Before, I was just drifting through life and just letting things happen to me or doing whatever was working at the time. But you step back sometimes and you realize that you may not actually be doing a lot of the things you think you're doing good, and that does come to the way you treat people. You may think you're being nice or joking around with your friends, but you're not. You may think you're working hard, but you're not. You may think you're on the right path in life, but you're actually not. But it doesn't matter, because as long as you change and you're aware of the bad stuff, then that's what matters. Being self-aware is key. Hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. I know it was a lot of talking and a lot to take in, but seriously, being self-aware is a game changer if acted upon. Please subscribe, as we are aiming for 500 subscribers by the end of the year. If you have not already seen, we did surpass that 100 subscriber mark, as we've been banging on in every video about. Thank you guys so much. If you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord, because we are running a 100 subscriber giveaway. But yeah, that's all from me. I'll see you guys in the next video.